Hey everyone. So today I want to talk a little bit about PTSD and some of my thoughts about it. PTSD has really been discussed a lot when people are discussing veterans. I myself am a veteran. I was in the Air Force for 6 years. And yeah, it's a big deal. You hear a lot about veterans killing themselves. What is it? Every 22 minutes or 20, what is it, like every minute, 22 veterans kill themselves. It's a big deal. It's absolutely horrible. Um, there's a lot of discussions about how do we equip veterans to deal with these kinds of emotions and feelings when they come back. And there's a big conversation about the mental health aspect of it, but I want to propose a more broader scale, bigger scale interpretation of this problem. And what I think needs to be discussed more is we have, as a culture, lost an idea of good and evil. We've lost the idea between black and white morality. There's a lot of discussion now about how morality is a gray, murky area. It depends on how you were raised, that sort of thing. And there's a lot of value to that line of thinking, but I think it might be part of the problem. When we go into these war zones, I wasn't in necessarily like a shooting at each other type of war zone. I was in a much more passive war zone. I got very lucky on my deployment. But I still witnessed terrible, terrible things. And I still felt within me a rage and a violence. And I really think that having the black and white morality that I've been raised with helped me a lot because I had definitions, I had the language, I had the lexicon to explain those actions I saw in other people as evil, and also the violence I felt in me, the wrath, the desire to do harm for harm's sake was also the evil that lived within me. I knew how to address it. I knew what to call it. It was evil. I I had that language, and I think one of the one of the things worth discussing with these veterans coming back struggling with PTSD is maybe having a conversation about good and evil. The things we witness over there, what if they actually are evil? What if the violence and the wrath we feel inside ourselves, which is separate from the desire to protect ourselves, protect our friends, protect our brothers, protect our sisters, protect our home, that darker sense of violence that we all felt in the military. What if we discussed that as good and evil? And what if we had a little bit more appreciation for the black and white nature of morality? Now, it's very tricky because boy, you can't say everything is black and white. But I think much more can be called black and white than we're willing to admit. And I think this conversation about the gray and murky nature of morality has gone too far, and I think that's part of the problem. There is value in the gray conversation, but I think we need to go back to the black and white and really, really try to dig deeper for these things. And I'm really curious what you all think. So, just in review, I think PTSD is caused one of the things that's so pervasive about PTSD is us not having a good understanding of morality. And I think the conversation needs to shift back to the more archaic way of thinking of morality, a black and white mentality.